A property manager's job is to create the greatest net income while preserving the integrity of the property. A CAM license is required when managing more than 10 units in an association or the budget is more than $100,000. Thematic image promotes unique features in a property. Licensees are allowed to fill in the blanks of certain court-approved leases, but they cannot extend beyond 1 year. Assignment of lease gives up everything remaining in a lease. A sublease gives up only a portion of what's in the lease. The leasehold estates include a tenancy for years. Remember, it has a beginning date, an ending date, and it's in writing. A tenancy at will, a good example is a month-to-month tenant with a 15-day notice of termination. Remember, in a tenancy at will, one of those components of the tenancy for years is missing. A tenant at sufferance is simply a holdover. Termination can be immediate. The Landlord-Tenant Act. Deposits can be placed in either an interest-bearing or non-interest-bearing account. If you place it in an interest-bearing account as a landlord, you're going to owe your tenant 5% interest or 75% of whatever was collected. If you place deposits in a personal account, you're going to owe your tenant 5% interest, plus you have to post a surety bond with a clerk of courts in the amount of the deposit. A breach of a lease requires a 3-day notice of eviction and seeking a court-ordered writ of possession. The Fair Housing Act of 1968 prohibits discrimination based on race, color, religion, sex, and national origin. It applies to everyone in the housing industry. 1988 included handicapped and familial status. Exemptions is federal and state retirement communities. ADA, the Americans with Disabilities Act, prohibits discrimination in commercial and public accommodations regarding handicapped persons. And that ends our review in Chapter 18.